Hello YouTube, Gamer Dad here. It is Super Bowl Sunday and I'm going to try and get these SoundManager videos out of the way and at least edited and saved, and then hopefully I can post them tomorrow after work. But this is a really cool video. We're on number 25 in our Space Shooter tutorial series, and we're going to get all the sounds implemented for our game, some background music, some sound effects for when the bullets are shooting from our player ship, and some sound effects for the explosions when we blow something up. So after my testing on this video, like I mentioned in previous video, like whoa, this is going to step up the awesomeness of our game, because we're going to have sound effects. It adds a crap ton to your game. Going through these first 24 videos, it's cool that we got a lot of this stuff working, but when you add sound effects, it's like a whole nother world. So with that, we're going to get started, and let's create a new class. So right click your project over here in your Solution Explorer. We're going to add a new class, and it's just going to be called SoundManager. Alright, so some things we want to add. We can go to our player.cs, copy our using statements, SoundManager, paste them in, and we want to use one more in this. It's going to be using Microsoft.xna.framework.media, because we need to add that so we can play MP3s, which all our sound effects are going to be WAV files, but our background music is going to be an MP3, and there's a little bit different way to handle that than a regular WAV file. Okay, so let's make this class public. And we'll start out with two sound effects and a public song. Okay, so the first two, so it's going to be a public sound effect. And I'm not sure why sound effect isn't coming up. Media content. That's why, because we need audio in here. Makes sense. Using Microsoft XNA framework.audio. Okay, don't want to forget that one because it is a SoundManager class. So a public sound effect called player shoot sound. I know it's kind of a long variable name, but we'll go with that. Another public sound effect called explode sound. And then a public song called background music, or we'll just call it BG music for our background music. Okay, and this, you won't have access to this song class here if you don't include the media. All right, so in case that's not popping up for you, that's why. All right, then we'll go down to our constructor. Public void, or actually not void, sorry, it's our constructor, so it's just SoundManager. Not going to take any parameters. Okay, and here's where we'll just set all three of these to null, just as good practice. So player shoot sound equals to null, explode sound equal to null, and BG music equal to null. Okay, and that's all we have for our constructor. This is going to be a very simple class, but we're going to be able to add on whenever we want, whenever you guys want to add sound effects. Okay, so the only other one is a load content. And it's content manager content, just like our other load contents. Okay, and in here we're going to set we're going to load the content for our sound effects in our song. So it's player shoot sound be equal to content load. It's a sound effect, and I added the sound files to the zip folder so you guys have all three of them, and I believe they're called, inside of there, they're called let's see here, theme MP3, which is going to be our song, which would be our BG music. Okay, and then we have explode, it's called in there, I believe, and it's just a WAV file. And then we have our player shoot.wav, and I've already added to them, but you guys know how to add content by now, so I won't go over that. So just re-download the zip file from any of the videos, comment section down there, or and then you know what I'm talking about. It's a little early here today, and I'm trying to get this out before the Super Bowl party. So just add your sounds in here to your content, okay? And then the player shoot sound will be, I just called it player shoot. Okay, and I got all of this content. I'm going to put a link in the description to a website called Open Game Art. I've mentioned it before in my videos, but it is awesome for finding great graphics and sound effects and all kinds of cool stuff for game design. And a lot of them are the licensing behind them is either like just completely open. You can use it for whatever you want in any way you want. But in a couple of these files are CCO BY, which means that if you ever do go you know, commercial with your game or something like that, you just need to say who the stuff was from, just kind of giving them credit for what they did. Alright, but you can still use it in your games commercially. But otherwise, all the stuff, if you never decide to go commercial and you're just doing this stuff for fun, it's all free, okay? Next is our explode sound, equal to content.load. That's another sound effect. And it's just called, what did I call it over there? Explode. Okay, and then we have our song, which BG music be equal to content.load. And that is a song. Okay, and that is called theme. Because it's an MP3, it has to be a song, okay? And that's it. That is it for our SoundManager class, because you don't need an update and a draw, because you're not drawing music to the screen, and you're not really updating it. Once you say to play it, it just plays, right? Okay. So with that, we can go into our game one. Actually, you know, let's go into our player class first. So we'll go into our player class, and all we need to do is instantiate a SoundManager object into whatever class we're going to be using it in. So we're just going to say SoundManager, and I'm just going to call it SM equals new SoundManager. Okay. Get my player notes out here, and then we need to load the content. So go down the player class into your load content. It'd be sm.loadContent, and it's just content. Okay, and then let's see. Then all we need to do, it's as simple as just putting in where you want to play the sound effect at. So since we're in our player class, we're going to be doing our player shoot sound effect. So whenever he shoots a bullet, it obviously plays a sound effect. So that's down in our shoot function down here in our player class. So it's saying when bullet delay is 0, it's going to shoot the bullet, right? So we also want it to play the sound effect. And it's as easy as saying sm dot player shoot sound dot play, and that's it. All right, and that's really all we need to do in our player class, because right now we're just creating a sound effect for our player shooting bullets and stuff. If we get other things like missiles that are shooting from them, you know, we can like bind a Q key or something like that to shoot a special missile. Obviously they'd have a different sound effect, so we can put more in here when we need them. All right, but we already instantiated our SoundManager into this class, so we can use it whenever we want. Alright, and that's it for the player class. And also one more thing I want to do in the player class is the bullet delay on our ship is a little slow. So just go down here into your shoot method, and I went from 20 and I just changed my bullet delay to 10. So the player ship shoots a little faster. It actually makes it a little more fair, because the enemy ships, I know their delays at 40 right now, but it still is quite fast. So we need to be able to get our shots out fast enough to kill them before they kill us. Okay, so if you want to alter your bullet delay, go for it. If not, that's cool too. Alright, so that's it for our player class. We just instantiated our SoundManager object into the class. We loaded its content, and then we're just playing a sound in our shoot function for whenever we fire a bullet right here. Okay. Alright, into our game one. So we want to do the same thing here. We want to instantiate an object of our SoundManager class. So SoundManager, we'll just call it SM again, equals new SoundManager. Okay. We want to go into our load content. We want to load that as well, so it's sm.loadContent. It's just content. Okay, and then what we also want to do is in our load content, because we want our song, our background music, to start playing when the game starts, we can just throw that in our load content as well. Okay, and what we got to say for that is, since it's a song, it is media player dot play, and then it's asking what song you want to play. So it's SM, because it's in our SoundManager class, and then you want to play the BG music. Okay, so that's media player dot play is the command you'll be using for the media player class. Is what you're going to be using to play like MP3s and stuff, or songs from the song class in here. WAV files, you don't need to do this. Okay, WAV files are simpler. Okay, so now we have our background music loaded in, and now we want to create sounds for our explosions when the asteroids and the enemy ships blow up. Okay, so we go into our update function, and then we're saying down here, we're checking when the player bullet collides with an enemy ship. You know how we're setting the explosion here? Well, we also want to play a sound when it explodes too. So all we do is we go sm.explodeSound.play. Okay, so that's going to play our explosion sound every time we destroy an enemy ship. Yep, for every enemy, right? And then we're going to go into our for each asteroids. Where is that? Right here, for each asteroid. This is in our update 2. We're in our game1.cs. We're going to go down here where we're calling the explosion when our bullets hit an asteroid, and we're going to play our explosion sound here too. So sm.explodeSound.play. Alright, and I believe that is it. Let me just double check my notes here. Yep, that's it. So a quick run through. I know this is a fast video, but that's really all we needed. SoundManager class is pretty simple. Just make sure to add your audio framework and your media framework to your SoundManager class. So we're setting our sound effects and song here. We're just setting them to null, and then in our load content, we're just setting our content to them like we do in our other classes. In the player class, we instantiated an object of our SoundManager class. Okay, we loaded the content for it within our player class, and then down in our shoot function, we just added our sound effect for our player shoot. Every time that we when the bullet delay is less than 0, we're going to be firing a bullet, and we want to play that sound. Game1.cs instantiated an object as well on here. Okay, in our load content, we loaded the content for our SoundManager class, and then we're setting our background music to start when the game does. And I'll have to look more on looping sound effects, because we'll probably want that to loop if we're going to be playing for a while, right? We don't just want the song to finish and then it to stop and then there's no background music anymore. But I'll cover that in a future video. Unless you guys want to look it up, that's perfectly fine too. I'm sure it's nothing too difficult. Alright, and then we're setting our explode sound whenever one of our bullets kills an enemy ship, and we're setting the explode sound whenever one of our bullets kills an asteroid. Okay, so we can save this. I don't know, it might be a little loud, so watch your ears here, but we'll find out in a second, won't we? Okay, and then play. Much better, right? Much better. Alright. So, as you can see, that adds a lot to our game. Just sound effects themselves kind of immerse you a lot more into the game. So, I know this is a quick video. It might run into 2 videos, possibly 3. I'm not really sure how long I've been recording. Probably just 2. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm a Packer fan because I do live in Wisconsin. And obviously they got knocked out a couple weeks ago. But my best friend is a huge Niners fan. So I'm going to go to his house and he's going to make us all put on Niners jerseys and root for the Niners. So go Niners. And with that, guys, if you liked the video, toss me a like. Sub if you want to see more. And talk to y'all later. Peace!